Well, just a day after the Supreme Court announced an end to affirmative action policies on college campuses, the High Court has made two new controversial rulings today.
WGN's Jewel Hillary is joining us now with more and the latest on these rulings. Hello.
Hi, Ben and Lourdes. So the Supreme Court's first major decision today upholds a Colorado web designer's right not to create a wedding website for a same-sex couple. The High Court then overruled President Biden's multi-billion-dollar plan to cancel or reduce federal student loan debt. In a 6-3 vote with conservative justices in the majority, the High Court ruled that Lorie Smith, a Christian graphic artist with a business called 303 Creative, can refuse to work with same-sex couples. The ruling comes down despite a Colorado law prohibiting discrimination based on sexual orientation, race, gender, and other characteristics. Smith argued the law violates her freedom of speech.
This case involving the web designer went up under a freedom of speech argument, basically saying not that I have the right to say what I want, but the state doesn't have the right to make me say what I choose not to say. And that's where the supermajority of the court went today.
On Twitter, Mayor Brandon Johnson wrote, "Today's Supreme Court decision allowing businesses to refuse services based on personal beliefs not only violates principles of equality, but opens the door to an extremely dangerous precedent. Our country should not and cannot further discriminate against and limit the freedom of our LGBTQ plus communities at a time when their rights are already severely under attack." In October 2022, Thomas More Society attorneys won the Tastries Bakery lawsuit, a similar case involving a cake designer named Kathy Miller, who declined to create a custom wedding cake celebrating same-sex marriage. In response to today's ruling, an attorney with the law firm writes, "We are optimistic that the ruling in 303 Creative will protect all creative professionals involved in the wedding industry, including Kathy Miller. The Supreme Court's ruling makes abundantly clear that there is room in our great country for people of all views on marriage." The Supreme Court has also ruled today that the Biden administration overstepped its authority in trying to forgive loan debts for millions of Americans. Conservative justices in the majority ruled that borrowers are on the hook for repayments that are supposed to resume in the fall. 26 million people had applied for relief and 43 million would have been eligible, according to the administration. The cost was estimated at $400 billion over 30 years.
And I know there are millions of Americans in this country who feel disappointed and discouraged or even a little bit angry about the court's decision today on student debt. And I must admit, I do too.
During his remarks, President Biden shared that 90% of relief from his proposed student debt relief plan would have gone to borrowers making less than $75,000 a year. He says 16 million people were approved for the program. Now, this afternoon, the president did not comment on the Supreme Court ruling in favor of that graphic designer who did not want to make a website for a same-sex couple.
Okay. Thank you, Jewel.